Okay, guys, today we're going to make some turkey stew. I have some leftover turkey from dinner last night. I made this really great turkey and I'm going to break it down. That's kind of why I made it last night because we ended up having all sorts of snacks and more of a tapas style dinner, little plates, when my nephew, my brother in law, and my husband's son came over. So we ended up just picking around and didn't touch the turkey. So I saved it so that we could make it kind of different dinners and pickings out of it. I'll probably either do like a turkey dip or some sort of maybe turkey salad with the rest of it, but I'm choosing to do a stew because Rich really likes those. So I have some avocado oil in my pan right now and I have that heating up. I'm going to throw in my onion in a minute and get that nice and browned and simmering down. I cut up one whole onion, sweet yellow. I like the flavor in it and it cooks down really beautifully. And so the avocado oil has a higher heat temp and uh, it will go to a higher temp without smoking, which I really like. It has basically no flavor, so it kind of adds just a nice base to it. I have my heat on about 8. I have an electric stove, so I can kind of control that. As you see, the oil hasn't really made too much movement in it. It usually dances when it gets nice and hot. So I have everything prepped. We're going to do the onion right now. You can start to hear it. And this is one of those recipes that you cook everything, you get it going, and then you let it kind of simmer out. So we're going to throw in all of our ingredients and let it simmer down and get kind of a nice crispy brown to the onions. Cook down the mushrooms, saute those, get the broccoli slaw going, season everything, then add all the juices with the turkey. So it's kind of a little bit of a process, but it's fun. So in cooking with the mushrooms, I added just a little bit of that fat that I had saved over from the turkey. As you can see, there's some turkey skin right there. I'm just going to take that out because I don't want it. But there's some of that juice letting go. That's spinach is fine. I'm going to add some more of that later. But now we're getting those mushrooms nice and cooked down. That onion smells really good. And you're adding nice layers of flavor right now. Getting all the juices out of your veggies. I'm going to cook my mushrooms down just a little bit more and then add in my slaw. And then season, more juice, and let it cook down. It's not really hard to do stews. And they're really good, especially on this cold, cold day. We have a lot of snow today, so something like this warms you right up. Okay. Take a nice look at that. I love the way mushrooms brown. Almost get caramelly. I don't know about you, but mushroom pizza is one of my favorite smells, and that's what's going on right now. So I have about a half bag of the broccoli slaw left over, and I'm going to use, I think, all of it because I think with all the juice it'll be a good addition. I do have some spinach and other things that I'll be adding, but spinach doesn't take long, so I won't be adding that right away. The turkey's already cooked, so I don't really have to do anything there. And there's some of the broccoli slaw. I'm going to mix that in first before I add the rest of it. You could add corn, you could add all sorts of stuff. I have bruschetta that I made last night too. I'm going to use it with something else. But that would be another addition you could do for a flavor level if you wanted more of that sort of flavoring. I'm going more turmeric and garlic, and I was even going to do a curry sauce with this, which you totally could do, but I decided to stick away from that today. There's the rest of it. It just all depends on your flavors. I love to cook because you get to kind of come out with different things that you like and marry different seasonings and see how this works, how this complements that. You know, I always like the mushrooms and onions together, so that's one of my things that I kind of do with everything, or peppers. Onions and peppers is a big one in this house too. Cook a lot of that. So, cooking that down just a little bit. And you don't want to cook them too much because you're going to add all that juice. And what's going to happen there is it's going to cook down. It's going to, soften up even more. So just a little bit. And then I have this big thing of turkey. See all that turkey? I chopped it up so it's kind of more bite-sized. So it's easier for my family not to have to, take big chunks out of the turkey. And I just put it in with my hand. Again, I put in a little bit and I stir. Getting those flavors all over everything. And here I'm going to add a little bit more of the fat. So I mixed it with water. There was some seasoning, salt, pepper, and the turkey juices that came out. So that's kind of all I'm putting in right here. The rest of that I'm going to thin it out with water so we don't have a ton of just the fat. But it adds a good flavor, and a lot of people I know are afraid of, oh my god, you're adding fat. Well, fat equals flavor. So, and it doesn't feel thick or sticky, which I enjoy. Sometimes when you put in like duck fat, I feel like it almost makes everything sticky. But it's all up to you. I mean, you can see all the white meat and dark meat of the turkey. I took literally half the turkey and chopped it up for myself. So, using all of that. I guarantee Rich is going to want rice or something like that with it. He'll probably end up taking all this to work. So, and it'll be his soup for the week, which in this house tends to be a thing, taking soups to work and stuff, because we work outside, so you get cold. It's a nice little bone filler and warmer. Can't say filler, warmer. It gets so cold outside, especially in the winters up here in New England. So anything like this is just divine. Yum. Oh, I wish you guys could smell this. Smelling oh so good. And of course, I'm going to add some more. And then the fun part is seasoning for me. I love to add all the seasonings and taste things and mix it all together, As I'm cooking, I always take samples. So you'll see me wash my spoon like 6 times because I just want to dip it in and make sure that the flavors are doing right, that they're coming together, they're complementing each other, make sure there's no acidic, component to it that I have to break down. I don't want it to be too sweet. So I'm going to go over to my sink, get some water. Now I'm going to not fill this whole thing up, but I'm going to have enough where I can add some and thin it out. And that's probably, I did probably 1.5 cups of water to thin it. And there we go. Now I'm just going to season with some garlic. Like I said, garlic is one of my favorite things. So I tend to buy my garlic at BJ's. If you have a Costco, it's probably the same thing. And I get the minced. Why? Because I use it so much. I don't want to have to mess with it when I want it. I want it, and I want it now. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to take that water that I just got, put a little in there, because it's the end of this container, and get me the rest. There's that garlic. Salt and pepper to taste, which I'm going to do. I like mustard. I like the way it kind of gives it a tang. So I'm not really one of those measuring cooks. I kind of do my own thing and taste it as I go. But I would say I would put in a half teaspoon, about a half teaspoon, maybe a tablespoon of mustard, because you want a little bit of a punch. you go. I like that diversity to it. You know, when you make a sandwich and you add mustard over mayo, it has kind of a better kick. That's what I'm going for. And now people ask about nutritional yeast. Like I said, it's cheesy and nutty. It has a really good flavor. I'm going to sprinkle some of that on top and then let that cook in. That is a really good flavor for me. I will make my family some breadcrumbs with low carb bread and toast those to put on top. It's pretty simple. So, all right, guys. Now we're just going to cook it down for 25 minutes and voila, you have soup.